Somewhere along the way, strong women were taught a very dangerous lie. Needing nothing was the same as being powerful. Repeat that. You don't need nothing from nobody, and you think that makes you powerful. That when you carry everything alone, you wear it as a badge of honor because you did it all by yourself. That silence means strength. You know what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let people do whatever they want to do. And that makes you strong. But strength was never meant to be lonely, and power was never meant to be isolated. Today, I want to talk about breaking all the lies that everyone has told you for all your life. Let's bring some truth serum into this talk, right? So, if you are the woman who figures it out all on her own, she doesn't ask questions because she doesn't want to be burdened with anybody's answers, gives more than she receives from other people, and has survived things no one ever helped her through, then this message is for you. Yay! You're the lucky winners. You didn't become independent because you wanted to. You became independent because you had to. And somewhere in that survival, support started to feel unsafe. Wow. Just me saying it just did something to me because I was that woman. I became very much independent because I had to. It wasn't that I wanted to. I don't know any teenager girl that wants to be independent of her parents because mine surely don't. It's like you want to do some things as an independent, but then some things you just don't want the burden to be right. But you get in that survival mode, and all of a sudden, now you are just flying independently, and we do it. We build up these barriers, and it makes us feel safe. So I look at it like this because I was in survival mode. And when I was in survival mode, I started to build walls because survival mode will make you build a wall full of like bricks. And only one person working that wall because you don't trust nobody else to build that wall is you. So think of it as a wall that you're building brick by brick by brick. Now, the brick represents you being in survival mode and you're building a brick to keep everybody out. But what you don't realize is you're keeping yourself from going out as well. You're keeping people from coming in and you're keeping yourself from going out. You're no longer free to love. You think everyone has an agenda. Your whole vibration and energy starts like it gives you anxiety, right? Because that's what it did to me. It gave me anxiety. You know what? I'm not going to talk about you guys because I don't know what you guys going through. I think it's best for me to tell you how I felt, how I got into survival mode, how I recognized I was in survival mode, and what made me do certain things, and how I got out, but that'll be another story, right? Strong women don't struggle because they need less. They struggle because they were never taught how to receive. They were praised for holding it together, ignored when they were breaking, and rewarded for being low maintenance. So they learned, I'll do it myself. I don't need anyone. I'll figure it out. But listen to me. That was in strength. That was adaptation. That's don't operate that like that anymore. You know what? Scratch that. That's how I operated. I operated like that. And that is because I built my wall to keep people out, not realizing that I was going to keep myself from being out. And when I say that, I mean that I didn't really trust men. I couldn't trust men. I didn't feel the need to trust a man because my trauma, my teenage, early adulthood trauma was from men. So, yeah, I didn't trust any man. And so the only thing I could think of what a guy would be useful to me for, and that was funds, financial stability. That was my way of thinking. And that is because I wanted to do everything myself. I didn't want any guy to do anything for me. Whatever money I got from him was not for my nails, not for my hair, not for anything like that. I took care of myself because I didn't need anybody doing anything for me, especially not family. That's the definition of me being in survival mode. I'm just doing whatever I need to do to survive. And I'm not thinking about anything other than what's important to me, right? I look at people, I rate them between 1 and 10. And then I'm like, if you're a 10, you're probably like my kid. You know what I mean? That's a 10 in my book. If you're a 1, 2, 3, then you somewhere, I don't even know you. You know what I mean? So whatever you say doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters to me is taking care of those people that are 10s in my life, honestly. But that was the part of survival mode. Everyone was the enemy, especially men for me. There was just negativity going around, just a lot of toxic stuff in my life. And I felt as if I brought those on myself, right? Because the energy I carried was negative. The energy I carried, even though I didn't realize at the time, was not good energy. And so the energy you're carrying is what you're going to attract. I did that for a long time. And it wasn't until I realized that, wait a minute, I can't keep doing that. You know what I mean? You can't keep living that way and processing thoughts that way and thinking everybody's out to get you and having a negative mindset for the rest of your life. At some point, you're going to have to realize that everyone is not out to get you. And maybe, just maybe, it might be you. Support is not weakness. Support tells the nervous system you don't have to stay on alert. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to prove worth through exhaustion. A woman who allows support is not soft. She's sovereign and she's healed. Because in order for you to start accepting that, you're going to have to figure out, why am I trying to do all this by myself again? Is it people pleasing or is it really just me and my wall? Which one is it? And then once you figure that out, you just start to make those changes. You have to shift the identity. See, an empress does not rule alone. She doesn't. She has advisors. She has safe spaces to rest. She has the emperor. True leadership is not about how much you can carry. It's about how well you are supported while you build. Strong women don't need to shrink. They need to be held. They need to be loved. And sometimes God or the universe doesn't remove the weight because the lesson is not endurance. It's trust. Trusting that help is not dangerous. Trusting that you don't have to disappear to be loved. Trusting that support does not make you dependent. It makes you a human. So let me ask you something from one empress to another. Where are you still doing everything alone just to prove that you can? And who taught you that needing support meant you were failing? What would change if you let one safe person see you without the armor? You don't need to collapse. You don't need to explain or even to justify. You are allowed to be supported simply because you're here. That's right. Because you exist in the world. Strong women don't need less. They need partnership. They need rest without guilt, love without performance. You were never meant to be one woman army. You were meant to rise surrounded, surrounded. You know, they say the king rules the kingdom, right? But he don't do it by himself. Even when the lioness goes out to hunt, she don't really go alone. Not if she's in a tribe. She don't go alone. So why are we trying to do this thing alone? Why we even ask for help? Why are we trying to be the one woman army? And listen, I did that very, very well. I'm not pointing blame to anyone here because we're human. We're all going through this journey called life. I did it. And, just so you guys know, everything I speak about it because I lived it, right? I'm not just speaking to you about things that I just lottie dottie came up with one day. Literally lived everything I'm speaking about on this channel. I've been in survival mode. I've been used, I've been abused, I've been raped, I've been lied to, I've been disrespected, I've been kidnapped, I've been held at gunpoint. I have been through a lot of things on my journey called life. And the reason I am doing this today is because I want another woman out there, maybe going through the same journey I went through, to understand that someone has walked that road before. And just maybe, right? She understands what you're going through, even though she doesn't look it. Because if I had looked like what I went through all those years ago, there's a problem here. That this would be a problem. So the women that you see walking around that look at they have it together, they've all been through something. We've all been through something. You are not the first, and you are not going to be the last woman to go through it. Trust me. But we need a tribe. We need other women that are like me, that are not afraid to speak their truth, to help other women out, younger women out. Because I wish when I was 19 or 17, even 16, I wish I had someone that would speak the truth to me. They all just covered it up and sugarcoated everything. They never did those things. Where am I getting this stuff from then? Why are these thoughts only in my mind? No one else in my family has gone through it. Okay. If they want to play that game, we play the game. You know what I mean? But I wish I had someone that can tell me about their lives so that, I can avoid certain things. That's why I'm doing this. I don't know who you are, and it doesn't even matter. But if I can tell you my life journey, the stories from my journey, and maybe you can find the answer that you need or looking for, that is my soul mission. I would have accomplished that. One person, if I can help one person, I would have completed my mission. And I promise you guys, I am going to be honest because I I used to be ashamed of my past. I really used to be ashamed of it. I would never tell anybody about my past. And then I went through this whole process, and it's not that I don't care, but I've come to learn that there are a lot of people that go through different changes in their lives, and you look at them and never know that. And some people are okay with sharing it, and some people are not. And I respect both. Trust me, you have to be to a certain point in your life to share the things that I'm going to share with you guys. But not only to show you, I want to show you how I got out of it. I've been in abusive relationships, both physically and mentally. Both physically and mentally. But if you look at me, I don't have any of those scars. I don't have them on the outside. I had a lot of them on the inside. And that is why I'm so adamant about women and healing, because we can't do it all. We can't be everything to everyone and then nothing to us. We can't do that to ourselves. and sometimes when we go through trauma and we go through a lot of things in our past, it tarnishes us on the inside and some women on the outside as well. And we never get over it. What we do is we bury it because society tells us that we have to be strong, that we're meant to carry the load. And you know what? It's true. We are strong. We are very strong. I mean, we can bear children. We can go through the 9 months. We can birth them out of that eeny, beeny, teeny, weeny canal. Those giant heads, those 8 pound, 10 pound, 13 pound babies. Like, come on now. Contractions is no joke. We strong. We can take a lot. You done had the flu, and I'm talking about the flu. It's like that'll keep you in your bed. And you got kids at home. You getting up with the flu and all and making sure that everybody you keeping life normal for your kids. That's how strong we are. That's how strong we are. We're built for it tough. But you can be soft too. It's okay. It's okay to be soft. I'm embodying my softness now. And it took me years to even realize. It took me a long time because of what I went through. And there are a lot of young women that are on YouTube. And I may not appeal to you guys, but I'm hoping that my voice carries. I hope my voice carries to you because you are my real concern. I am really concerned about the young women of today. I know you might not have anyone that you can talk to. You may not have anyone that you can confide in. And then sometimes because you want to confide in someone, you do it to the wrong person. And then it's a whole nother ball game. I get it. I've been there. I've gone through jealousy and envy. I've gone through backstabbers. I've gone through treacherous friendship relationships, both male and female. Some I brought on myself, and some I don't even know how I got there, to be honest. Sometimes I was running away from people. I was running away from people and just life, you know what I mean? But how far can you go? I've had suicidal thoughts. I have. I mean, it was years ago when I was younger and I had my kids, and it just seemed like could have been. But in reality, no, it's not. And I'm glad. I am so glad I am here. Seriously, I'm so glad I'm here. But I understand that sometimes the mind can play games with you and you can make second decisions and it turns out to be the wrong one. And I just want to give you an opportunity to breathe. I just want you to breathe right now because I understand exactly where you are. I've been there too. I've been there too. Sometimes I wish somebody would see me. I see you. That's why I am here, because I see you. And I know I could not be the only one. And I know that there had to be more of those women like me out there. And I know that if I can heal, you can heal. And that's what I want to bring here. I want to be real with you. No sugarcoating, no fluff, no filter. I'm just recording in my natural state. And if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, I understand. But I want you to think about this. Everything that you know to be real and true, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Just let's explore it together. Let's explore all those options together. Let's help you to heal the trauma. Let's help you to heal, forgive, so you can live in your abundance life. Because that's what it's going to take. You have to heal. You have to forgive. You can't carry baggage from an old self to the new self. You got to dump all that baggage. But you have to make that choice. Like I had to make that choice. You can't keep carrying it because it's going to become invisible one day, but the weight of it is what's going to damage you. I want you to drop that weight. Get into the healing, get into the forgiveness so you can finally be free and happy. Free and happy. I want that for all of you. You can get past this. And I want to help you to do that. I am not a therapist. I am just a woman that has been through a lot of different scenarios and life experiences. And in no shape or form is this advice for you. I just want women to know that there's someone here that has maybe walked the same path as you have. And maybe I can show you where all the potholes are that you can avoid on that road. Maybe I can. Or maybe when you come to an intersection, you have to make a decision to go left, right, or continue going straight. I was at that same intersection. And I can tell you when I made left, what happened to me. Maybe there's another lady on here can tell you what happened when she went right. You know, maybe, just maybe you might decide to go straight. That's all I want to do. So if you love my message, you can comment and let me know what you think. I would love your thoughts. And also, I have a podcast. It's called the Empress Lioness podcast. And I love to meet women that have been in those shoes. That's who I want to interview. I want to interview the woman that has gone down a road. She came to a path. She made a decision. I want to hear those stories. I want to interview real women with real life experiences so we can help each other out. I help your daughter, you help my daughter. I help your sister, you help mine. Like, let's help each other out. As women, as women, let's help each other out. So, if this message found you, it's because something in you is ready to release the burden. I want you to share this video with a woman who's been carrying too much in silence. And remember, you are not weak for wanting support. You are wise for choosing it. Until next time, walk in your truth, soften your grip, and rise like the Empress you really are.